Alrighty, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me for Weather Where You Are. This is, of course, the time where we dive deeper into a conversation about the weather, a specific topic about the weather. First Alert meteorologist Ella Dorsey yesterday talking about the severe potential for Friday, which we are still working on, and we're definitely still seeing hints of that in the forecast as we head into the end of the week. We do have a First Alert weather day for that. We'll talk about that in a little more detail coming up. And of course, we are heading closer to spring, and with that comes more potential for severe storms because we simply just have more heat and energy. It also comes with beautiful things like flowers, and all the trees are starting to bloom again. But what does that come with? Everyone's favorite thing about spring, right? Pollen. And you've probably been feeling it a little bit more for any of you who suffer from allergies. I know personally, I traveled into central Georgia over the weekend, came back and had the yellow dust on my car. So it's out there. And it is making its way into North Georgia in a pretty big way over the next couple of days. Just a reminder, spring officially arrives in 1 week from today, the spring equinox. So we'll have just about equal parts day and night. And then our days just continue to get longer until we head into the summer solstice in June. So that's really exciting. Of course, that will also come, the longer days will come with warmer temperatures as we start to tilt closer to the sun and our days get longer. And with the warming temperatures, more sunshine, everything starts to bloom. Naturally, that means that pollen count is going to start to get higher. So I want to get you prepared for what's ahead when it comes to the pollen count. We know that anybody who does, again, suffer from allergies, this can be a pretty rough time of year. And just know that this week might be a little more uncomfortable than weeks past because of our spring-like temperatures. So here's a look at the pollen count for today. Really not that bad, especially after our really cold morning. We had, of course, a frost advisory this morning until 9 a.m. So some of that frost kind of coating the plants this morning, really going to hinder everything from kind of really exploding this afternoon. So our tree pollen, that's the highest today at just a moderate level, but the grass and ragweed pollen is low today. So if you suffer from grass or ragweed, mainly if that's your biggest trigger, not necessarily going to be an issue for you, but you might feel a little more uncomfortable if all that tree pollen, which I think is probably one of the more common, you might feel that a little more today. Now, unfortunately, as we head through the next few days, the overview of our pollen count, so this is kind of taking the main pollinators into effect, moderate today, tomorrow, high on Thursday, and then we'll go back to a moderate level on Friday because we do have that front moving in, but unfortunately it's going to move through later in the day, so we're not going to get a lot of relief during the heating hours of the day when everything really starts to kind of come through when it comes to all the allergens in the air. So Friday will still be at a moderate level. That should go down over the weekend as the rain will kind of subside everything for Saturday and Sunday. And again, we'll talk more about that weekend forecast in just a second. Now, here's a look at kind of a specific look at the different allergens. So we're going to start with grass. Again, low today, but then it goes into more of the moderate range through Friday. The tree pollen, on the other hand, that is extremely high as we head into Wednesday and Thursday. So tomorrow and Thursday, if you suffer from allergies due to tree pollen, so things like pine trees, which I know personally, living in Georgia for 6+ years now, I had never experienced anything like pine pollen, but oh my goodness. Yeah, that can be a doozy, and it is going to be extremely high as we head into Thursday. So have the medication ready. Maybe try to do some of your more strenuous outdoor activity before the heat of the day around, dawn and dusk. That's when it's most recommended. It's always, of course, recommended to take a shower after you are outside kind of working around because, of course, you'll have all that pollen on you. Of course, you can't see it, but those are just some recommendations. I'm sure you know the deal. If you've lived here long enough, you've suffered allergy season here. So as we head towards Thursday, that's probably going to be a good day, especially if you suffer from allergies, especially with tree pollen being your trigger, to kind of take those extra precautions and have that allergy medication ready to rock and roll. Now, so far this March, we haven't had any extremely high pollen count. Now that could change as we head into the next couple of days. 2023, by this time, we already had 3 days. It was a pretty warm start to early spring, I should say late winter, early spring last year. And 2020 and 2021, before this point, didn't have any extremely high days, but definitely high pollen count, so noticeable. March is really when we start to transition into that warmer feel. Of course, we head into more of a severe weather season, and of course, we have the pollen come. doesn't that make spring sound great? No, we all love spring because it's just so beautiful this time of year here. Now, let's talk about the rain because, of course, we have the extremely high pollen count for the tree pollen coming up on Wednesday and Thursday, tomorrow and Thursday. But then we'll get some relief because rain will come and kind of wash all of that out, which should be really nice. So relief will be around the corner. Of course, probably not the best news for anyone with weekend plans because the rain is definitely going to impact your Friday night plans. Saturday, scattered showers will be possible. I know on this particular map, it's taking a snapshot of Saturday afternoon. We'll have the chance for a few showers on Saturday. Definitely not a washout. That's going to be the better day of the weekend. But then, unfortunately, Sunday, we'll have a front move in again, and that's going to bring in the potential for a couple of rounds of rain and storms, with the afternoon and evening being the main focus. Here's a look at our afternoon high temperatures. So here's the spring-like temperatures. We're going to see a lot of sunshine. This is really what's kind of ramping everything up over the next few days. We'll be in the low 70s today, mid-70s tomorrow, and we officially have an 80-degree day on the 7-day forecast. That's on Thursday. We haven't hit 80 degrees since November of last year. If you ask me, that's a few months too long, but here it is, alas. 80-degree day on the way for Thursday. And then with the rain coverage coming back, or rain chances, I should say, coming back, we'll start to gradually cool through the weekend. Those rain chances along a cold front, so naturally we'll start to cool down behind that as everything passes. Once it finally officially clears, which will be Monday, temperatures will drop into the low 60s. So enjoy the warmer weather if you're a fan of it, because we'll go back into a more mild temperature range as we head into the start of next week. Our average high this time of year is about 65 degrees, so we'll head closer to that by the start of next week. Let's talk about the rain chance. So here comes our cold front on Friday. You can see bringing some heavy rain, maybe some thunderstorms to the Tennessee area Friday morning, and then it moves through our area Friday afternoon and evening. So as you're headed home from work, picking the kids up from school on Friday, you have dinner plans Friday night, just keep in mind that it's probably going to be a little bit rainy. So it might be one of those nights where it's better to order in rather than go out. And of course, if you do that, make sure you have plenty of patience for all of our delivery drivers who are wonderful when we all don't want to go out when it's raining. But Friday night, showers and storms will be possible. Models are already hinting at the potential for maybe some isolated severe storms as well. We'll definitely get a better idea of that tomorrow. When you're 3 days out, you have at least a better idea of exactly what threats we're looking at, maybe a time frame, because you're starting to get into the realm of a high-resolution model being able to give us more fine-tuned information. So you'll definitely want to stay tuned tonight and tomorrow, where we'll start to just get a better idea of exactly what we're looking at on Friday, but definitely at least seeing the potential for maybe a strong to severe storm Friday afternoon. No doubt widespread rain for Friday evening. Now Saturday, a few showers will be possible, could linger into early Saturday morning. The afternoon, maybe a few spotty showers with rain returning Saturday night into Sunday. So notice, here's a look at Sunday morning, 8:30. Rain will be possible, and then we'll watch for the potential for storms Sunday afternoon and evening. When it comes to severe threat here, definitely too early to tell, but not out of the question to have a strong storm. We're still going to be pretty warm, so we'll have the moisture to work with. We'll have the heat. You put those two ingredients together, and that usually can warrant for at least the potential for a stronger storm. With gusty wind, that's usually what we're looking at in cases like this. But if we do have wind shear added to the mix, which is also possible, especially along our first round of rain and storms, that's when you could be looking at an isolated tornado threat. Now, again, way too early to figure that out. We really need to get into the fine details with some higher resolution models to really give you that idea. But we've been seeing just some dynamics looking ahead that could promote that. So definitely a day to focus on Friday and then Sunday, both of those being first alert weather days. Those days just again, a heads up for you to circle on your calendar. Make sure you focus on those days. If you have plans on those days, you might need to rearrange them. Unfortunately, Sunday, what is that? St. Patrick's Day. A lot of block parties go on over the weekend. So if you had any plans outside on Sunday, you might want to start thinking of a backup plan. Saturday looks to be the better day. When it comes to rainfall, we're looking at maybe 1 inch to 1.5 inches, some isolated higher amounts. So not looking at a huge flash flooding threat here, but definitely could have some, flooding in roadways, ponding in roadways, some of the flood-prone areas, because while we have had a nice stretch of days that are dry, it doesn't necessarily mean that the ground has completely rebounded, especially after all of last week's rain. It was definitely a little bit much for the ground to handle, so we're still trying to recover from that. And so not that this is going to pose a huge flash flooding threat, we don't think right now, if this tracks. Now, if we start seeing some training of these showers and thunderstorms, then it might be a bigger issue. But right now, we won't look at any kind of flash flooding issue, but maybe some ponding in the roadways and stuff, especially in those more flood prone areas. So here's a look at your 7-day forecast. We have a really nice stretch of days the next few days. Low 70s today and tomorrow, and we'll be back near 80 degrees on Thursday. Fantastic. The mornings will also get a little warmer, so we're going to say goodbye to the morning in the low 30s tomorrow. Still cold, so you'll still need a jacket as you head out with temperatures in the upper 30s to low 40s, but then it's only up from there. Showers and storms possible as we make our way into Friday. That is a first alert weather day. We're really going to focus on the afternoon and evening for that. And then Saturday, scattered showers possible, but mostly dry. It doesn't look like it's going to be a washout for you. Low 70s. And then more showers and storms return Sunday for our next first alert weather day. Timing on that definitely still needs work. So just be sure to kind of stay tuned through the week. But if you have plans on Sunday, because we know it's St. Patrick's Day, so a lot of you might, just be sure that you're paying close attention to that forecast, because we'll start to get the timing nailed down for you of the rain and storms more. We'll get that down to the hours a little better as we head closer to Sunday. And then Monday we dry out and temperatures will go back in the low 60s. Needless to say, enjoy the beautiful sunshine in 70s and near 80 on Thursday while it lasts. All right, everyone, thanks so much for tuning in for Weather Where You Are. We always appreciate it. For all my allergy sufferers out there, hang in there. Tomorrow and Thursday might be a little extra rough, so just keep the allergy medicine on hand. But the rain will come and sweep it all out for us as we head towards the end of the week. Thanks so much, as always, for tuning in, and we'll catch you here next time.